Welcome to this edition of the Native News Update. I'm your host for today's edition, Paul Demain. Many of the stories and information here can be found at our website at www.indiancountrynews.com, where your online membership helps support the development of this television station. Here are some of the news updates from the Associated Press today and from other Native news sources. It had been 2 days since anyone had seen or heard from Hannah Crow or Julian Walaadam, both members of the Warm Springs tribe near Madras, Oregon. 3 of Crow's children had been playing outside last Thursday and Friday, so nothing seemed wrong, said Andrew Smith, a neighbor. But this last Saturday, the kids knocked on his door, Smith said. The eldest, an 8-year-old girl, did the talking. I can't wake my mom and dad up because I think they're still passed out, she said. Smith walked over to his neighbor's apartment and heard the couple's 9-month-old girl crying. He kicked down the locked bedroom door to discover the couple both dead in the same clothes they were wearing on New Year's Eve. The baby was beside them. Madras police said Crow, 26, and Walaadam, 21, were both fatally shot. Police declined to release any more information about the apparent murder-suicide until the investigation is further along. According to the Navajo Times, President Joe Shirley Jr.'s attempt at government reform during 2008 fell far short. In May of last year, Shirley launched his initiative, which would have placed an attempt to reduce the number of Navajo Nation Council delegates from 144 to 88 before the nation's voters and give the president the power to veto portions of spending bills passed by the council. During October, Shirley's government reform task force delivered over 35,000 signatures to the Navajo Election Administration trying to get the ballot to a vote. Each initiative would have required a minimum of 16,500 valid signatures to get on the ballot. After vetting the signatures, the Election Administration found that neither ballot question had the required amount. The Navajo Nation Council took no further action on the issues by the year's end. Citgo, the Venezuelan government's Texas-based oil subsidiary, has suspended shipments of heating oil for poor families in the United States, including several reservations in Montana, North and South Dakota, and Minnesota, citing falling oil prices and the world economic crisis, the nonprofit organization that distributes the fuel said January 5th. The controversial program gave fuel from Venezuelan President Hugo Chávez's government to 200,000 households in 23 states through Citizens Energy, a charity organization run by Joseph Kennedy, the eldest son of the late Senator Robert F. Kennedy. Started as a discount oil program in 2005, beginning in 2006, the program sent 100 gallons of free oil a year to eligible households. It drew fire from critics who called it a ploy by Chavez to undermine the Bush administration. Citgo donated $100 million worth of heating oil last year, according to Citizens Energy. During December elections, Eldred Enos was elected the new chairman of the Colorado River Indian Tribes, defeating Wendell Goodman Jr. to become the first new chairman in over 20 years. Enos will succeed Daniel Eddy Jr., who decided not to run for re-election. Wayne Patch Sr. was elected vice chairman over John LaFoon. Others elected to the council include Marvin Scott Jr., Johnny Hill Jr., Valerie Welsh Tabot, and Amanda Laveas Sharp. The Mississippi Band of Choctaw says it will operate its Golden Moon Hotel and Casino only 3 days a week and is eliminating 570 non-tribal staff positions as part of a broad restructuring plan intended to save money. Paul Harvey, president and chief executive of Pearl River Resort, the Choctaw enterprise that manages Silver Star Hotel and Casino and the Golden Moon, announced the plan January 5th. Operational changes and layoffs came in response to the U.S. recession, a decline in gaming industry revenues, and overexpansion of Pearl River Resort relative to the size of its market, Harvey said. Beginning this week, Golden Moon will only operate on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Letters are being sent to 507 non-tribal employees affected by the cuts, which will be applied over the entire resort operation. While revenues at Silver Star remain strong, Golden Moon has strained earnings since the day it opened in 2002, Harvey said, and the Golden Moon's money woes have hampered the resort's ability to fund services provided to tribal members. The Porch Band of Creek Indians is opening the first section of the tribe's Wind Creek Casino and Hotel in Atmore, Oklahoma. The 50,000 square foot gaming floor opened January 6, featuring 1,600 electronic bingo games. The 236 room hotel section opens January 26. The gaming floor also features numerous food and beverage amenities. Wind Creek is hiring 400 employees for jobs including the gaming area, hotel, and restaurant staff. The new hotel replaces the existing Creek Gaming Center, a smaller scale bingo operation in business for several years. According to the Navajo Hopi Observer, 4 of 5 members of the Navajo Nation Human Rights Commission recently visited the communities of Winslow and Flagstaff, Arizona, to hear public testimony regarding race relation issues in areas of housing, education, and civil rights. Chairperson Dwayne Yazzie, Clarence Shee, Stephen Darden, and Irvin Gleason spent several hours listening to complaints about cultural insensitivity and disrespect, desecration of sacred sites, and mistreatment by places of employment. Kelvin Long, the executive director of Educating Communities While Healing and Offering Environmental Support, or the group called ECHOS, addressed the Save the Peaks effort against snowmaking on the San Francisco Peaks and other environmental issues in northern Arizona. The Winslow Lady Bulldogs won over the championship game of the Winslow Winter Classic 60-32 over the Payson Lady Longhorns during late December, according to the Observer. The win improved Winslow's records to a perfect 11-0 for the season and left them undefeated in the 2008 portion of the season. The Bulldogs won over the Snowflake Lady Lobos 74-26, the Ganado Lady Hornets 52-37, and Gray Hills Lady Knights 58-28 during the Winter Classic. The all-tournament team included Courtney Shirley, Rachel Singer, Gabrielle Stacy of Winslow, Jessica Tassini of Tuba City, April Johnson of the Santa Fe Indian School, Sydney Figueroa, Christina Deaton, and Kayla Morgan of Payson, Crystal Tadashini, and Bradley Nash of Monument Valley, Samantha Clay of Hopi, Jasmine Talaman of Ganado, and Nicole Tasosi of Chinley. And that is the latest roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of Native News Update. We want to thank our underwriters for helping us broadcast the Native News Update and our digital mall partners, powwows.com and nativeview.com, broadcasting from Helena, Montana. That's it for today. Thank you.